Hi everyone, this is Miss Minton with today's module lesson for day 38. Our I can statement says, I can identify the differences between two texts on the same topic. Today, we're going to take a look at two texts. We're going to look at an excerpt of the text Restoring Wetlands from Get Epic, and we're going to take a look at a text called Six Reasons Why Wetlands Are Important. Then we're going to talk about how these two texts that have the same topic have some details that are different. We're going to underline those details and then we're going to write about those details. Let's get started. Here is an excerpt from the book Restoring Wetlands. I'm going to read this page to you. Please follow along. Wetlands serve as a buffer when a hurricane, typhoon, or tsunami hits a coastal area. The mangrove forests that grow in wetland areas stabilize shorelines, protecting them from the waves and wind that accompany extreme weather. Did you know? On December 6, 2004, a devastating tsunami struck southern Asia. In Sri Lanka, an island country off the coast of India, two villages came through the disaster with far different results. Only two people died in one of the villages, while almost 6,000 died in the other. The World Conservation Union credits mangrove forests with saving those lives. Mangroves, which grow in brackish coastal waters, protect the coastline from erosion and can protect communities from typhoons, hurricanes, and tsunamis. Researchers say healthy mangrove forests can absorb 30 to 40% of the destructive force of a tsunami. Since the 2004 disaster, mangrove forests are being restored in many coastal communities to protect against future tsunamis. Wetlands are vital to the condition of our planet. They produce food and shelter for animals, filter and store water, protect shorelines from tropical storms, and reduce erosion from floodwaters. Besides providing food for these many animals that live there, wetlands also provide great variety of food for humans. Estuaries give us shellfish such as crabs, clams, oysters, and shrimp. Next, let's take a look at our second text, Six Reasons Why Wetlands Are Important. I'm also going to read this text to you. Please follow along as you are listening. 1. They preserve our water. Wetlands purify and store excess water and can slow down water to help prevent floods. They also recharge groundwater. 2. They help control erosion. In a dry country like South Africa, the role of wetlands in trapping sediment before the sediment laden water joins a river course and just washes away is essential. 3. They provide shelter. Fish larvae and fry use the calm, shallow waters as a nursery. Wetlands also provide food and shelter for many animals like birds and frogs. 4. They provide food for livestock. Wetlands provide good areas for grazing and the variety of grasses, along with a supply of running water, can be beneficial to farming livestock. 5. They protect biodiversity. Africa is a biodiversity hotspot, thanks in part to our wetlands. The biodiversity of wetlands has produced incredible specialist species that are only found in these habitats. 6. They provide recreation. We get to enjoy nature walks, picnics, birding, fishing, or even sailing in wetlands. Cape Town has many wetlands to enjoy. Love your wetland. So, we have to talk about how are these texts different. Then we're going to use a red crayon to underline the details that are different in both texts, and we are going to write about the difference. Let's start with the text Restoring Wetlands. On this page, I've already underlined the ways that it is similar or some of the similar details that it has to our other text, reasons why wetlands are important. One detail that this text has that the other one doesn't is the detail that wetlands serve as a buffer when a hurricane, typhoon, or tsunami hits a coastal area. So I'm going to write about that. The text Restoring Wetlands says wetlands are important because they act like a buffer when a storm hits. Next, we're going to take a look at our second text, Six Reasons Why Wetlands Are Important, and look for a detail that is different in this text. I've already underlined some of the same details that these texts have in green, but one detail in this text that the other one does not have is that they preserve our water. So I'm going to add that to my writing. The text, Six Reasons Why Wetlands Are Important, says that wetlands preserve water. So even though these two texts are telling us why wetlands are important, they chose to use some of the same and some different details to make that point. Now it's time for the you do. Listen to or read the text Helpful Birds and Birds as Human Helpers. These are in your packet. Use a red crayon to underline the details in the text that are different. Write about the differences using complete sentences. So you're going to go back to those texts, and just like we did with our different texts, you are going to underline some details that are different and in red crayon, and then you're going to write about them on the lines provided.